Today we are going to be working on a abstract version of a guitar. We are going to be looking at something called cubism, which was an early 20th century style and art movement. It uses simple geometric shapes, interlocking planes, and later it used something called collage, which is where you take different pieces of paper and photos and images and paste them together. The person that started this, or two people, was Pablo Picasso and Georges Barak. So we are going to start with I believe it's called the neck of the guitar. I don't know. Ask music teachers, because I am not a musician. When we draw this, I don't really want it to look like a normal guitar. I kind of want to think about what a guitar looks like in my head, and then I want to distort the look of it. So maybe I got part of it down there and I have part of it up here, and this we can kind of connect down here. And then there's usually the hole inside the guitar. We got some strings. I'm going to kind of go off kilter here. You want it to look a little bit, I guess wonky is a good word. And we're going to put some musical notes. Now, whenever we do this sort of project, I want you to keep in mind that you can alter it if you want to. You can make it your own, okay? The other thing that Cubism worked with was these interlocking planes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start creating sections, and I want these sections to actually go through my guitar shape. And now what I want to do is go back and re-outline some of the guitar shapes, because it is getting a little bit lost. All right. So we're going to go back over it, and I'm not getting the most precise line because I'm using a crayon. It's okay. I actually think it might add to some of the interest of the image, and you can always go back and rework that section again. If you have a different musical instrument that you would like to attempt instead of a guitar, I welcome that. If you want to do a violin, or if you want to do a flute or a drum, whatever it is that you feel inspired to do, just try to do it in the cubist style. Cubism, remember that. We're going to try to use kind of primitive shapes, rough shapes, which means it doesn't have to be an accurate representation of what a guitar actually looks like in real life. In fact, you're kind of going for an exaggerated look instead of realism, because you're playing with this idea of how far can I push this and still have a guitar. Now, if you have colors, I would like to urge you to use them now. If you do not have colors, that is acceptable. Don't worry about it. Just leave it in pencil and paper. I am going to start picking sections, and I am going to fill in those sections with color. I want my guitar to stick out, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use orange and blue in those sections, and the reason being orange and blue are complementary colors. So if I use complementary colors in just these spots, it's going to automatically start to kind of visually poke out, because your eye understands that those colors go really well together, even if it doesn't necessarily understand why, okay? So those are the colors I'm going to choose to use, and I might even vary up the type of blue that I'm using. That is totally fine. All right, and I would just keep going until your guitar is completely colored. As always, try to remember that you're trying to color in a single direction, to give the best craftsmanship that you can for your piece of artwork. We're going to move on to the background, and because I really do want this to stick out, I am going to just choose two colors for the background. These are related colors, but they are not the same colors. They can also be used so they're a little lighter, and this will pop forward a little bit more. Well, unfortunately, at one point my camera stopped recording, and I didn't know when that was. But here is the basic end result. Please make sure that you put your name and your class somewhere on here. But that is the basic idea, okay? So just do your best. I have every faith in you, and if you want to customize it, go ahead. And like I always say, if you don't have access to any color materials, that is okay. Please just do pencil and try to do some shading. So if you don't have colors, maybe leave this area white and make this kind of just your pencil shading color, okay? Have fun.